Good evening, YouTube. Sam Vidal speaking. Today, I am going to discuss with you the tragedy of Jeep. We will speak about the XJ series and the death of the working horse. Today, when you look at the Jeep Grand Cherokee or Hemi, and you look back at the older versions of Jeep Cherokee, you see XJ series and you compare, you will know that there's too much changes. And that's why company is facing a bankruptcy. So, on the contrast of the bankruptcy, doesn't come from nothing. There is mistakes. In my personal opinion, I like to discuss what mistakes they done through their history and development, which lead the company to face the bankruptcy. Now, if you look at the XJ series from 84 to 2001, it was a real camping horse, working horse, 4.0 engine, multi-port injection system, and cast iron block, low compression, which allow the car to accept any low octane fuel like 87, 91 is fine, no problems. The car is still surviving and drive like a horse. So you look at the maintenance, regular standard nuts, any basic tools, you can just fix the car in the field. No complication, no electronic dominations, and no coding, no any rebranding or canvas. So the car was in the first class, built its identity as a workhorse for camping, for rugged areas, and that's why it was spread and with a big market share. It was manufactured in Argentina, in Egypt, in Indonesia, China. So you look at this car, and now you look at what the nowadays Cherokee, you will just figure out many mistakes. First of all, the Chinese invention. The Chinese, they're playing their game like a gadgets, uh, consumable gadgets. So cobalt, lithium, microprocessors, motherboards, big screens. This is their game. They're controlling the lithium, the cobalt, the rare elements. They're controlling them. So now, when you want to challenge them, you are challenging them. You play their game, you are losing, or you are losing. Why? Because how much it costs you to copy a Chinese style. In time, you can make something Chinese cannot copy. But no, you choose to play in their backyard. That's why you are losing and you're facing bankruptcy. In my opinion, this is wrong. Second one, Stellantis, Chrysler, and Fiat, and this reunion with the companies. They one time they decided to challenge and compete with the German and European rivals, Jaguar, Maserati, Mercedes, BMW. The refinement of the German engineering is like years ahead of the Jeep. You are not like them. You accept the fact. You are not like them. You have your own identity, which is your strong strength points. Reliable workhorse. So you like to walk like a rabbit, but you could not walk like a rabbit, and then you forget how you walk. This is you. They start to build like luxury interior screens, touch screen actuators, canvas, high compression engines, turbo, headlights, blind spot, parking sensors, cameras, with clutches, all controlled, all-wheel drive. So 15 minutes in the hot sand desert, transmission will get overheat. Yeah, because the friction. So the car is reliability zero, zero reliability. A small cut of wire on canvas or damaged aiming light for headlight will trigger the car in limp mode, stop cooling fan, or keep working on a high speed, and then blind spot and cruise control will be completely disabled, and the car will just shift like in limp mode in 3 gears. Why? Because a wire or damaged or failure headlight. Have you imagined how disaster the situation is? The disaster. That's why the working horse, for a small stone, hit the front bumper, initially costing more than 4,000 US dollar with the camera and sensors and night vision. And okay, small stone will trigger the car in a limp mode, and then you will pay on the dealership a very heavy, painful money. Now, what if I were a CEO? We will just tear down the situation. Jeep, when they built Cherokee, it was a very successful car. Boxy style, rugged, leaf springs, mechanical drivetrain, manual gearbox, heavy duty engine with a basic maintenance exceeded 300,000 miles now. And they cloned the German rivals, and then they cloned the Chinese, compete with the Chinese. Chinese is coming. When you make a wrong decisions like these, you will face bankruptcy and you will end up Chinese will buy you. Why? Because you play wrong. Do not expect to win or make money when you play wrong. So first point, challenging German or European rivals. You look at the German luxury car. I know they lose the value, market value. But you look at the refinement of the engineering of their engines. They build their engines. They understand the engineering very well. For example, BMW, when they bought the Rolls Royce, have you looked at the Phantom Rolls Royce? It's almost the construction of BMW 760. But this is not the point. If you look closely and you are a mechanic, look at the transmission. It is ZF, yes. The same ZF comes in 760. But have you noticed something? They changed the torque converter to build higher pressure because most of Phantom and Rolls Royce they come armored, which is heavier. So in their calculations, they understand that this car maybe VIP people will just modify it to be armored. It will be heavy. So they built a special ZF transmission. They're not the one who built it. They just ask for specifications, thicker clutches back, and they replace the internal oil filter, ATF filter, and metallic oil sink. I mean, I am talking about these tolerances. The German, they know exactly what they're doing. You're not like them. You are good for what you are doing. You are very good what you're doing. And you are just gaining a huge market share. But do not try to play others' game, Chinese or German. You have your own identity. So you go back to your original identity. If you want to win, you build something Chinese cannot copy, which is the legendary mechanical independence. Independence, you understand? I mean, you need to build a legendary mechanical, reliable workhorse. Again, forget about what clutches. 15 minutes in the sand, the car will get trigger limp mode. Clutches are overheat. Why high compression? When people drive the car in desert or tundra, why high compression and turbo? Is this healthy? No. Why screens? Why actuators and very cheap lever, plastic lever inside the flap movers, motors flap inside the dashboard? Why? For a Jeep? Why? Touch? Who cares about touch? Who drives Jeep? He need a workhorse. He like to drive a challenge adventure in the harsh environments. So who care about touch screen? Who care about motor flaps, just rear passengers and front? Why don't you make it analog and just manual? Cost customers $2,000 label charge to remove the dashboard with plastic silly levers for motors. Why? Why don't you make it manual? They're not going to be angry. And why they don't underestimate you? You are what you are. You are a workhorse. You are building a workhorse. So who will criticize you? You're not a German car. You're not a Chinese. You are an American car, a boxy, reliable, solid workhorse. So that is you. You go back to your theme and your construction. So if I were CEO, what I will do, first of all canvas, all electronics, and coding, electronic management, domination of Mopar, all will be cancelled. There will be the minimum electronics on the car. I want to build a reliable car. So minimum electronics, best in the market harness. Regarding the engine, now for the EPA regulation on emission control, I know there will not allow you to build an cast iron engine, but you can program a wild tolerance in your ECUs, like delaying when there is low octane fuel and cylinder knocking. You can delay the combustion and exhaust valves in the timing. Or am I wrong? You can delay that, and the car will start accept the bad fuel. No need for high compression. You build again the 4.0 legendary engine straight 6 for maximum torque, and then you program the ECU with a real programming, a deep comprehensive programming to delay when is fuel is bad, because this is an adventure car. So everything is possible. Sometimes there's bad fuel. In current cars, bad fuel, check engine. Car will start jerking, right? Or stall. This is not a workhorse. This is a toy. So we program the ECU so you can use any type of fuel, which is very convenient for your customer. Second, rebranding for Mopar, rebranding spare parts, oils like Fabi oil for transmission. They rebrand and they add 300% uh, margin, which add too much pain for customers. We cancel all that. Jeep oils, original Jeep oils. We bring back the mechanical construction, leaf springs, no level sensors, no target aiming headlights, no CAN bus, no electronics, no bullshit. You need a simple car mechanic. I made a small calculation. The Jeep now Cherokee almost on the market 55,000 US dollar. You know, if you cut the all electronics and screens, blind spots, cameras, the rear gate, motor and sensors, parking sensors, all these electronics, if you cut it, probably the car price will be 32,000 US dollar. You will cut the cost to 32,000 and add over 60% reliability to the car. That is exactly what I am talking about, which Chinese cannot copy, the reliability. Chinese known for building a consumer gadgets and consumable gadgets. You are building for a history, a workhorse. So stay what you are. Thank you so much for your watch. Thank you and see you next time.